So I recently looked back at that vegan teacher because she's been having beef with August the Duck for a couple of weeks now. When I clicked on her channel, I saw one of the craziest video and thumbnail I think I have ever seen on YouTube, and I've been watching YouTube for a very long time. As you know, the Pope recently died, and that vegan teacher made a video on that. It's titled "Thank God He's Gone," and the thumbnail, like I said, is just as crazy as the title. You see Pope Francis burning in hell with some sort of like creatures behind him, and you just see that vegan teacher with a halo on her head.
The Pope was a disgrace to Jesus, God, all true Christians, and any other religious or non-religious people in the world. He's in hell right now because he promoted the use of animal-based foods.
I just wanted to tell you that she made this video hours after the Pope was known to be dead, and she did all of this just to promote veganism in the worst possible way you could ever imagine. Like, none of her points make any sort of sense whatsoever.
Meals and religious feasts, animal products were savagely consumed or promoted by this disgraceful Pope. The Catholic Church has a long-standing tradition of using meat, dairy, and eggs in its ceremonies and celebrations, none of which Pope Francis challenged.
You wanna know why they're not vegan? It's because eating meat is actually not a bad thing. If eating meat was such a bad thing like that vegan teacher is describing it to be, don't you think they would not eat meat and stop using animal products altogether? But guess what? They're not doing that because eating and consuming animal products is not a bad thing.
The Pope was a terrible example of manhood. Good men protect animals. They don't pay people to rape, kidnap, torture, enslave, and commodify them for a 5-minute meal.
Alright, if you're over here R-wording animals and fucking animals, you have problems beyond just eating meat and veganism. But if the vegan teacher wants to promote veganism so badly, I don't think this is the right way to do it. I feel like she's doing all of this just to get some sort of reaction from people, like a big rage bait.
Cowardly man who refused to do the right thing, despite having a lot of power to do so. He could have easily encouraged the entire world to strive towards being as vegan as possible and led by example. But this is not what he did.
I think that vegan teacher is overestimating just how much influence the Pope actually had. There's no doubt he had a ton of influence, but the way she speaks about him makes you believe that he had some sort of superpower. He's just a regular person who just happens to be the Pope. He can't just magically convert everyone to be vegan. That's not how it works.
The Pope should have been braver, but instead he is in hell right now because he refused to use the power that he had for good in this world. He failed to advocate for veganism, for the innocent victims desperately suffering in an animal holocaust right now, when it would have been a win for everyone. The animals, the planet, and all of humanity.
Once again, she speaks about the Pope like he has some sort of magical superpower that allows him to convert or make people do anything he says, when that's just not true. And why would he advocate for veganism when veganism isn't even something they do in his religion? The points she makes make zero sense.
To inspire global change. As the leader of over 1 billion Catholics worldwide, Pope Francis held significant influence. His participation in the campaign could have inspired millions to consider the ethical, environmental, and health benefits of a vegan lifestyle, fostering a global movement towards more compassion and sustainable living. But he didn't give a shit.
Isn't there a ton of studies conducted that showed that a mixed diet is actually far better than a total vegan diet or like a total meat diet? And I'm gonna say it again, she is highly overestimating the influence that the Pope has. Even if he did advocate for veganism, I don't think he would be able to change 1 billion people's minds on it just like that. And making a video on why the Pope is in hell for not advocating for veganism is actually just crazy. That vegan teacher to me is definitely insane and crazy. Some of the videos she's uploaded throughout the years definitely contribute to that, and I feel like this was like the final straw. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the video, a like and subscribe would be absolutely amazing. Peace out.